Alright, so we are on the draw here for game 3, or round 3. Currently 1-1. The mana in this hand is perfect, but we have nothing to do. Opponent mulligans to 6. Feels wrong to keep this. But it's hard to send back perfect mana. I think we keep it. I'm not going to attune yet. Even though we want to get a land out of our deck, we don't know if we need double red or double blue, so I'm going to wait and see, you know, what our next couple of draws look like. I think we need double blue, right? I thought we had a Gear Seeker Serpent in this deck, and now I'm doubting myself whether that was another pool or if that was this one. I've been playing so many sealed lately that I can't keep them all straight at times. Because if we don't have double blue in our deck, then we should definitely just get a mountain right now. Okay, so now it doesn't matter. I think we should just go ahead and get the mountain, because we have the Aether Hub, so our mana is fixed. Yeah, we do have a Gear Seeker Serpent. Okay. I'm going to get the mountain anyway. We have double green. I want to use the Aether Hub as little as possible. So we already have double green. We only have one double blue spell. So if we need to, we can use the hub for that. And we have 2 red spells. So we'll get the mountain to make sure we have double red naturally. Ooh, Servant. I'm going to play the Cobra and probably just trade. I'd play the Servant if we had anything to do with it. Maybe I should have played the Servant anyway, because if we draw a 4-drop, we're going to want to play that on turn 3. I guess the play there really comes down to whether or not I plan on trading. So I should have thought of that ahead of time. I think the Cobra can trade for something better, and I'm not really in a hurry to get in 2 damage. So I don't want to trade it with the mechanic here. The mechanic's already doing nothing on this board, so the Cobra is better on defense, I think. Surprised that they didn't make a servo there, because they want to activate their underhanded designs. And I should probably be scrying on upkeep, since we don't have any reason to have the Aether Theorist back on defense. So we could have scryed that land to the bottom. Herald at the fair, sure. I'm not going to keep this removal spell. We have our opponent's board under control as it is, and we just want to find some action to kill our opponent with. Maybe we're supposed to leave the 1/3 on defense. I guess it is doing something here. It's, you know, blocking the 2/2. If our opponent attacks, we can trade the servant, we can trade the cobra, let the 2/2 in for damage, but I just want to find one of our bombs here, something that we can use our mana on. I guess we keep this removal spell. Gives us more energy to keep the Aether Theorist going, so. Don't care about that. And the only reason to keep the servant around is for Gear Seeker Serpent, because we don't have double blue. I don't think I'm going to waste my time on that. It's better off just trading and kill the 3/3. And here, I guess I'll just draw. Let the 1/3 block the 2/2, and then we can scry end of turn. And I guess we're kind of rewarded for that. I forgot we had the Aether Hub anyway, so we really didn't need the servant for anything. So we have double blue there if we need it. So opponent takes 1,000,000 damage. They take 10 there because we hit the Gear Seeker plus our Planeswalker. Wouldn't be surprised to see Revoke or something on this. Yeah. Island can go away. This time I guess I should have scryed on upkeep. But maybe not. I mean, the same theory applies. We're just going to block and then scry. Alright, so 3/3 would be able to get in damage here, but if they just fabricate, then that means the underhanded designs is turned on. So I think they should probably fabricate. Let's let them attack for 2 anyway. Stomper. That's what we're looking for. It's just going to die, but we gain a bunch of life, and our opponent is forced to kill it, so the next threat will hopefully live. I don't think we have any way to bounce this. We have a trade wins, and that's it. Tidy conclusion. Alright, alright. They've got more removal spells. They're down to 1 card in hand at least. We're getting low on scries here. We're down to 4 energy. Trumpeter. If we can find a way to put a counter on it, I think we'd be pretty happy. If we found a Pima Outrider. There we go. We found it. So now our opponent has to kill one of these two, but the other one will live. Alright, self-assembler. Let's see how many of these our opponent has. Nothing. They have only one. Seems worth keeping. Down to our last scry here. That's a lot of drain triggers. And a lot of blockers. So if we activate our charger, that's probably going to prompt our opponent to use the underhanded designs. So otherwise we would just get to mow down all these 1/1s. I like this attack, actually, because they're going to use the underhanded designs on the charger anyway. They might as well do it now. Our other option is to just go ahead and block on the Pima Outrider. I think I like that better. That way we hopefully can make our opponent use this underhanded designs on something else. The Outrider's not doing anything here on this board. Nice. I think in this case we're going to want to activate, make our opponent use the charger, or kill the charger, and then we can play the stalker afterwards. They just got their second white source, is that right? No, I guess they had it already. Ooh, energy is good, so we can start scrying again. We got our other mountain so that we can pump the stalker more. We can put our opponent on a 2-turn clock by pumping this up to 7 power. All right, we got there. So a revoke, an underhanded designs, a fragmentize. Do I have any other bounce spells I want to bring in? We only saw the one revoke. I guess trade winds is enough. Like, I don't think I want to bring in the decoction module just for that. Creeping Mold isn't worth it against those targets either. Underhanded Designs probably just gets activated in response if we try to use it. And yeah, I think we're good. Our deck has a higher power level than our opponents from what we've seen. And they don't look particularly fast. Just a white-black mid-range deck, which is an archetype I do like in this format. They might have Inspired Charge because they were able to create some tokens there, so if they have like a go-wide Inspired Charge strategy, that's something we'll want to watch out for. Okay, this is pretty good. These Aether Theorists help our mana situation out quite a bit. Being able to scry to find the mana we need or to find our good spells, I think is really helpful in smoothing out our draws. So even though our mana looks pretty greedy, I think it plays out better than it really looks on paper. I think the splash was worth it. So I like the way that this 3-color build is playing here. Oh, we can't block that one, so I'm going to scry. I missed it. I just missed the stop. That sucks. This is our nightmare. Just a 3-power flyer on turn 3 is going to be hard for us to beat. Bottom that one. Well, that's something. I mean, it's a good draw, don't get me wrong. I'd like to have drawn something I could play on this turn, though. Yeah, another flyer. Okay. That could be trouble for us. The Stomper means that we can hopefully race at least. Courage. It doesn't look like we're going to be interacting in combat, so I'm going to bottom that one. Scry again. Aether Hub. Aether Hub. It's our first red source, but we have no red spells. I guess we keep it because we have enough action in hand for the next couple of turns. We're going to be playing Stomper, Tiger, Serpent. So we don't need something to cast right now, and it is 1 mana closer if we draw like a Gear Hulk. We're going to be able to want to be able to cast it. So this might get revoked. Maybe I should have played the Tiger first for that reason. If we had done things in the other order, the Tiger could attack here, and then the Stomper could threaten to block the Barge, so that would maybe be better for us. We don't have any scries left, unfortunately. No real choice here but to race, so we have to get our attacks in. We get another scry out of this Theorist now. I think I'm going to chump block the Barge if we get the chance. So chump block, save 5 life, scry, then we play a 5/6 and try to just beat our opponent down. We're not going to be able to scry with this anymore anyway. Our energy is going to be going into the Tiger. Ugh. Okay. Definite double block now if we get the Barge coming in. Captured by the Consulate is not a great card unless our opponent has a lot of evasion, so either that card's bad and we're happy they're playing it, or they're playing a bunch of flyers. So I guess we have to plan for the scenario where they're playing a bunch of flyers, which looks like that's the case based on what we're seeing so far this game. It's actually not going to do anything in this race. Ooh, Meltdown's going to help, though. We're going to have to cast it this turn, unfortunately. Because if we take... I guess if we take 6, we go down to 3. But then our opponent, we're threatening lethal on the crackback, so our opponent might not be able to attack as aggressively anymore. I think that's actually our line. Our opponent gets to attack for 6 next turn, but they probably have to block our attacks the turn after. And that means after this next attack, they won't be able to attack, I'm assuming, with both flyers the turn following. So I'm planning to just race these flyers. And then once they have to attack with only 1 flyer a turn, the Meltdown will prevent lethal. We're hoping to fade a Fabricate creature here. That's the important thing. Tidy Conclusion. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, maybe my line there was too greedy, knowing that they had underhanded designs wouldn't have done it. They needed Tidy Conclusion or Revoke, I guess. We have enough mana that we can trade winds the Stomper this turn and replay it if we want. We have a lot of options here. I want to trade winds on their turn though. Could also trade winds the Tiger and replay it this turn. But we have to trade winds and meltdown, so that's going to be my plan. Attack for 5, meltdown a flyer, and trade winds the Harrier. Then we get to scry. Probably return the Tiger since I want my Stomper to be in play without summoning sickness. I could have gone up to 8 and bounced the Harrier, but that means they could just replay it and attack with the Barge. So I'd rather do this on their turn than on our turn. Oh, shoot. God, I really messed that up, didn't I? See, now this is an issue where the online enforcement of the rules doesn't match what would happen in paper. Because in paper Magic, I would declare the Screechers as my target for the meltdown. It would be an illegal target. And judge would get called. And the judge would back it up to the point before the illegal action was made, I think. Unless it would just be automatically redirected. I think what would happen is I declared an illegal target. So we'd back up to the point of casting the spell, and I would have to cast it with legal targets. But then I would have the opportunity to just not cast it. I don't think I would be forced to play this on the captured by the consulate, or on the creature with the captured on it. Oh, it does say, never mind. It says change the target to enchanted creature, so it would happen. It doesn't say you must. It says change the target. So yeah, that would actually happen in paper too. Yeah, I screwed that up. If I bounce the trade, with the trade winds and then cast the meltdown, I might win this game. So a bunch of flyers, huh? That's going to be an issue with the build that we're playing here. If we play green, white, black, then it means we get flyers of our own, and we get revoke. Revoke is bad against fragmentize, but otherwise it's okay. We get to play fragmentize of our own, which is good against the barge and the revoke that our opponent is playing. So I think I actually like making the switch here in this matchup. I think we just need better answers to our opponent's flyers. And we haven't played with this deck yet, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm hoping it plays out well for us. But I think it's better than our other build in this matchup here. We're gonna need some mana. Double white. We need double green. This is not good. This is not good. I mean, if we just draw a forest and another land off the top, we might win this game just curving out. But we need 2 lands to make this hand good, so I think it's too much for us to hope for. I'm gonna mulligan. This one is better. So we actually have the 2 forests in hand. And I'm gonna keep that because we want to be able to play our 4-drops. I could see bottoming the forest because we get quite a few draws at it, and we'd rather see another plains or swamp. So that was close, I think, but I want to keep the mana because we know we want to cast these 4-drops, I guess. I could see that going either way, though. I think I'll keep this. It's a pretty big threat. We can crew it pretty easily, and we just need 1 mana to cast it. Alright, I'm going to make a 4/4 Pima Outrider. It blocks our opponent's board here. Okay. Looks like probably some servos, but no attack. Alright, we need land. Hoping this 4/4 can survive. If they play land, tidy conclusion, we're probably just way too far behind if we don't draw land ourselves. Have we seen red mana before? That seems new to me. Land? Well, I'll take it. I don't really want another forest, but we will take it. And again, we're just counting on our creatures surviving here, so if we go to crew up the charger and they have tidy conclusion, we're in a heck of a lot of trouble. But we need to start getting damage in. Oh yeah. This looks like potentially an inspired charge, which is really bad. Either that or they're just trying to go wide and get damage in around us. So if it's inspired charge, I mean, blocking a 1/1 isn't good enough. We can't just take 10 damage. So if it's inspired charge, I can block the 3/2, and then they kind of are forced to cast that. Not forced to, I mean, I guess we can just take 8. I'm afraid of crewing and then just getting blown out by tidy conclusion, so I'd rather just block. We haven't seen any tricks like Subtle Strike or Rush of Vitality yet, so I'm gonna make this block so that if they do have inspired charge, we're not dead to that, right? We're taking 6, 8 plus 8 is 16, basically dead to it. Impeccable timing. Alright, that's fine. That is fine. Then they get the enthusiast back. Yeah, they're just gonna run right around us here. Ooh. That's a good one. How do we want to play this now? Kind of want to play revoke privileges. Maybe we don't need to. I can attack for 3. Wisp Weaver the Pioneer. Give it pseudo vigilance. Then we've got the Mastodon covered by the Charger, so we don't actually need to revoke it yet. Question is whether I make a servo, and I don't know. I think I'm just going to use the Pioneer to crew the Charger anyway. So I'm just going to keep the power on the Flyer. Making a servo there maybe would have been right because I can Aviary Mechanic and play the Pioneer again next turn. So I think, considering that, I probably should have actually made the servo. I didn't really look at my hand before I made that decision. Harrier. Okay, we can deal with that. Land. So if we activate this Charger, ping a servo, how do they block? The Mastodon, maybe they don't block. No, the Mastodon can go in front and a 2/2. If we revoke the Mastodon, since we don't have Charger back to block it anymore, then they have to double block with the Harrier and a Mechanic. Actually, that doesn't even do it. So if we take this Mastodon out of commission, I think their blocks get pretty poor quickly. I don't know why I just picked that up. I guess I have the option of playing with Fabricate to make a servo now, but I should not have returned this to my hand. Doesn't really matter if I'm planning on using it to crew the Charger. And, well, I guess it doesn't matter either way. It's not attacking and it's not blocking. But now I just have to replay. I have to spend the 4 mana to replay it, which is not great. So I think we're just holding back here. We've got decent blocks. Do I want a servo? I think this Pioneer is going to trade for the Screecher unless we ping the Screecher. No matter what, having a 3/2 doesn't work well with the Harrier. So I think we just want the servo now. There. If we attack with the 4/4, that means our opponent either takes it and is on a 1-turn clock to the Flyer, or they probably double block. So I don't like that. If they draw an inspired charge at any point, we're likely dead. And I'm guessing that they have it in their deck based on the way that it's built. Dragster. That could be bad. Could be. I think we end up being forced to trade our charger for it, because we don't have a lot of toughness on board. Wow, lots coming in here. This seems... Oh, maybe it is good. Because we need to crew our charger with 2 creatures here. So if we crew with 1/1 and the Pioneer, then we can block Whiskweaver here, Hawk here. Block the charger there. So those are all blocked. The 2/2 can take out a servo. And we get hit by a servo, a mechanic, and a construct. We'd go to 4. I think that puts us in a pretty good spot, though. I think our opponent might have gotten a little ahead of themselves with this attack, unless they have a good card in hand here. So now we're at 4. If we have 3 blockers back, that holds off our opponent pretty well, and we can just threaten lethal in the air. So I think I just want to put him on a 2-turn clock. Would really like to have drawn a spell there, of course. So this is where making the Pioneer Fabricate actually is coming into play. We have an extra blocker to trade off with. So I'm actually glad that we bounced with the mechanic, even though I didn't fully think it through at the time. We're just going to have to trade off everything that we can. Rush of Vitality could be bad. Would buy an extra turn. Interesting attack. Could have chumped with the servo and keep our flyer available. Kind of wish we had done that now. Ugh. Don't tell me we're going to lose this game. I think our opponent threw it away, but then we've just drawn lands for the past 4 turns. Hellion? Seriously? Now we go to 2. Yeah, we're dead. I think we got really unlucky to lose this game. Yeah, I'm not sure where we could have gotten a couple extra points of damage there. There are definitely some decisions we could have made differently. Could have cost us the game. I'm not sure where. And I think we got a little unlucky at the end. Now we are 1-2.